up, guys? Bajheera here, back at it again with another gaming news video, this time talking about Diablo 4, which is the game that we've put a lot of time into and have enjoyed quite a bit, but Blizzard has a few things to say moving out of Season 1, moving forward to Season 2. Basically, Blizzard has come out that it is their position that the first season of D4 wasn't really a good one. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but I think the situation is a lot of people have, different opinions, so it's all very subjective. But a recent article from PC Gamer revealed that Blizzard is taking the feedback from the first season very seriously, and it also mentions how Season 1 was universally unpopular. Now, that may be the position of the PC Gamer writer, and I don't think that Blizzard would come out and say that Season 1 was universally unpopular. First of all, I think that's not even true. Second of all, Blizzard would never say that. But the article did say the revolt from Season 1 changes was fierce enough to cause an emergency broadcast where the devs stated, "We are never doing a patch like this ever again," or something like that. So again, this article is really kind of coming after D4, which is relatively low-hanging fruit because I think that there is a relatively large upswell of negativity surrounding Diablo 4, but it's literally bound to happen just because, Diablo is a legendary franchise and it's really hard to ever make everybody happy. But it does look like the Diablo team is slowly reversing some of the changes by making certain elements of like the leveling experience different. So far, we've seen an increase in experience gained for killing monsters in World Tier 3 by 5% and 15% in World Tier 4. And these changes may not seem like much, but it is intended to be in line with reversing a couple nerfs that upset a lot of people. Before, the XP bonus for killing higher level monsters was set at 25% more XP for enemies 3 levels higher than your own. Then it got reduced to 15% bonus XP for enemies 10 levels higher. So, I mean, the XP buff is technically good news. Players would prefer that these nerfs never happened in the first place, potentially. But a post in the game's subreddit showed that players took the XP hotfix as less of a gift and more of an admission of guilt from the devs. Basically saying we messed up. All this language is so accusatory too. It's like the devs wronged us in some way, have taken away something from us, and then admit guilt for it and give it back, which is a position that I find to be ridiculous. I feel like buffs and nerfs and number tweaks are just bound to happen regardless throughout the course of a video game, and Diablo 4 definitely just seems to be the kind of game that is intended to be around for a while, so people should get used to numbers changing, especially as we go into new seasons. The one thing I will say is that you probably want to change these numbers when the season happens and not before the season, so people have their their Eternal Realm characters that they're running around on, and then all of a sudden their stats are greatly reduced or they're getting less XP. People are never going to like nerfs, but definitely don't want to nerf, before the season starts, I would say. It's a little bit rough because I've definitely enjoyed Diablo 4 quite a bit. Had some insane streams, tons of fun videos with it, but things aren't really looking that great for Diablo right now. You'll regularly see Diablo 4 with less than 1,000 viewers on Twitch, and granted, a game's health on Twitch is not necessarily super great predictor of how well it's doing with its player base, but for me as a content creator, it matters. And I think a lot of people do, within our space, kind of determine a game's health based off of Twitch a little bit. So things need to change. Do you guys think that Blizzard can make changes moving into Season 2 that help revitalize Diablo 4? Or do you think it's kind of just people have already written it off and it's too late? I personally think that a game like this, where it's seasonal, means that players will return to check out the new season. If they're having fun, they'll keep playing. They'll play it for a month or two, and then they'll wait for the next season, and that's a super normal, healthy way of games being played. I think you see the same kind of ebb and flow with Path of Exile. Path of Exile will be absolutely popping off in the beginning of the seasons, and then as the season goes on, people play other games for a little bit, and then they come back for the next one. So it's super normal, and the reason I mentioned Path of Exile is because I think Path of Exile is one of the premier action RPGs, if not the best one out there at the moment. So, but anyway, lots of things to think about. I think that this type of language that we saw in the PC Gamer article is something that we're probably going to be seeing more of, this kind of super hyperbolic, accusatory stuff that's just meant to be inflammatory. So I personally always take that with a grain of salt. I encourage you guys to do that too. I, once again, personally think that Diablo 4 is a game that's going to be around for a while. I think we have a lot of cool things planned. I think the dev team is super passionate about it, want to make the best game that they can, but we're going to have to take a few nerfs along the way, and then hopefully have a lot of really cool, new, exciting stuff to look forward to as well. As a final thought, a lot of these sort of nerfs that occurred in Season 1 I don't know. I mean, if you guys have played Season 1, your characters become astronomically powerful as a result of the season mechanic with the Malignant Hearts and stuff, so maybe don't get too pissed off before you actually, like, play the game a little bit. Anyway, hopefully Diablo 4 picks up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you show us love if you did. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.